This is how it goes. I know what I'm doing. It's time for me to read you the announcement, everybody. I don't want to do this one yet. I'm going to get to it a little bit later. Hi, welcome to the Giantslayer stream. We're so glad that you're here. Whether you're here with us now or later in the video on demand or on YouTube, you're here, your family, you know, as they say. So thank you, family, for being here with us as we continue on our Giantslayer journey, led and translated from Pathfinder 1st edition to 2nd edition by RGM Michael, and played by, I'm actually looking at the stream here. I'm going to go clockwise from the top. It's Dan. Dan is up there. He plays Jaytham, and Jaytham is a half-orc fighter.
Hello.
And then next to him is Wesley. I'm trying to do the pointing thing. Is it working? It's working. It's working. That's Wesley. He's playing a rogue, a halfling rogue named Travers. Everybody's best friend. Next up, we have Richard. Is right next to me. He is playing Seven Deaths, our but he's an oracle. You'll figure it out for yourself. If you've been here for a while, you know what I mean. And I'm here. I'll play Esther, your friendly neighborhood bard. Too friendly sometimes, we might argue, in fact. But anyway, we'll get down to that later. And we have a sister campaign that happens. This is Pathfinder Sunday, my favorite day of the week. And this week we're playing Giantslayer. Next week would usually be another episode of Richard's campaign of Gears of Revolution, but in fact it is not happening next week, and they will be having their finale before the summertime break on the 15th of June. We'll be right back 2 weeks from now, which is the 8th, and then one more time before the summertime recess. And hey, guess what? I said summertime recess, but you can still come and hang out with me. I'm going to be running a pirate stream on Pathfinder Sunday. We are taking over the stream. In fact, it's a pirate takeover for the summer. So get ready. Raise your Jolly Rogers or whatever, you know. But anyway, in the meantime, we've also got Shadowrun and other various game stream happening on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that one, we're in a little bit of we're in between seasons at the moment. Gonna throw a few reruns at you and some one-shots here and there, and then we'll catch back up with the Shadowrun universe very, very soon. We've got some very interesting stories cooking behind the scenes. Anyway, so we're here. We're on Twitch. You know that. We're on YouTube. You probably also know that. If you're on either of the other, come over to the other one. It's cool over here. There's lots of stuff going on. You can see all the past episodes of everything, including other one-shots that we've done. I could list those, but that would be exhausting. So it's also exhausting is like I could list you all of the events that we're running every month. It's like 18 plus events in Chicago mostly, but also in Detroit and in Jacksonville, Florida. Those are one-shot events at bars and restaurants and other venues near you. You can see all of that information on our website, along with long-running campaigns that you can either drop in or drop out of or drop all the way into. And if you don't see something that you know you want to play, we've got a Gamemaster for that. If you have a game that you want to play, if you have a story that you want to tell, reach out, let us know, and we will find a way to play this game with you, whether it is with you in your home at a nearby venue or in your computer. It is all up to you, but you got to make the first move. This is me, ball, your court. Yeah? Okay. In the meantime, we'll give that back right now because then we're going to play with it for a little while and you can watch. It's time for me to, that's for you, Michael. That was neat. Done? Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks.
Meh is the best description of 7 anybody could ever put into words. Fantastic. Okay. If you didn't join us last time, some stuff happened.
We'll leave it at that.
Some stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
some stuff happened. Do I need to say more? Maybe I should. Travers almost died from a giant dragonfly.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
It had a grudge.
It
did.
wanted to eat the halfling.
Yeah.
It was the only one of you that was bite-sized, to be honest.
Fellow gamers, do not make canon a fear of your character, because then the DM will automatically put it in the game.
I wish I could take credit for that dragonfly, but that was all Paizo.
Wow. It
Yeah.
knew.
They knew. They were like, hey, at some point Travers is going to play this game. We need to put a dragonfly in there just for him. That's what they said. I was in that meeting. That's what they said.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of tiny little bunnies.
So were the people from Monty Python, and look how
Yep.
that turned out for them.
That's true. That's true. I shouldn't tempt fate.
Shouldn't tempt fate.
Yeah.
The party succeeded at dispatching that dragonfly. You then proceeded down a trapped hallway. And I believe you
very
navigated that pretty well. You actually purposefully triggered the trap so you could move down it faster. One of you did. You opened these double doors and you entered into the greenhouse proper. You might remember a couple episodes ago, you crossed over that bridge that's above your head. And you were able to look down into a very lush rainforest jungle type environment below you. These double doors came out onto a tree trunk and then led you down to the forest floor. As a reminder, there is a layer of mist that is above Travers' head, but below everybody else's torso. So Travers is 100% concealed in here. You have to kind of like put him on one of those leashes for kids.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't run off and get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
You fought some leshies. They sort of popped out of the underbrush and decided to attack you. Seven, being the frontline tank that he is, has been taking charge, moving through this greenhouse. And we ended last session with a tree that Seven was walking by. And the tree rewarded Seven by trying to smack him in the face. And he missed. He did miss that attack. I see that number right there. That is a definite miss. But you now have an angry tree that you need to deal with. And that is where we are going to pick up tonight's episode. With some good old-fashioned initiative. Everybody loves initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tabletop RPG players' favorite words. Roll for initiative.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Okay.
Hey,
I
we
don't
both
like-
got 4s.
Oh.
Oh, Seven got the nat 20 though. We got to get like an audio drop for a nat 20 when they happen.
Mine makes one, I think. If my dice ever roll. Oh, I just didn't. Why didn't my dice roll?
It looks like it did.
I didn't see the physical dice go across the tabletop,
Oh.
but I can see the number in the chat, so it's fine.
I saw
It's
the number well after I
fine.
saw your die. So
You saw my die?
I did.
Oh, I didn't see my die.
It's roughly the same color as Dan's.
No, mine is black.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really dark.
Well, then I didn't see your die. I saw somebody else's. Oh, okay. Both Uwiga and the Awakened Tree, which is what this thing is, rolled very well on their initiative.
Did they roll higher than a 4?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Awakened Tree did not get a nat 20 like 7 did, but it still rolled a 30. Which means it is going to reward 7 with 3 attacks. Let me unpause the game. 7 is no stranger to being attacked. He also took several hits from that dragonfly, if I remember correctly. So this thing is going to lash out, literally lash out, with 2 branches and a root. Now the root has the trip property. So if that hits, it's going to try and knock 7 prone. So he's going to start with the trip.
It'll hit.
Oh yeah, that's a critical hit. It's a 31.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So first things first. Here comes your damage. Oh, I did not click critical. That is my bad. Let me
Yeah,
re-roll
Let me
that.
actually see if I have anything to. Oh, I already used Roll with it earlier today, so if I miss
It's-
spells, I don't. So, yep, I'm just going to take that damage.
I'm going to re-roll the damage because I clicked damage instead of critical.
I get
That is 26 points of damage. You also need to make a athletics check.
For the chip.
Yes, for the trip.
I think he has to make an athletics check against me,
Oh, he makes it against you.
which
Oh,
means he's
okay.
definitely going to succeed.
Well, let's it's got a plus 14 to athletics. That's a natural 1. That always fails. So 7 is not tripped, but he did take a ton of damage. Being very upset that he did not trip you, he's just going to try and pound you into dust. Ooh, that was almost another critical, but that is a miss. Final attack, lowest chance to hit. That is also a miss. So, crisis averted. 7, that could have been really bad.
Oh.
All right, 7, it is your turn.
7, just out of nowhere, gets bludgeoned by this tree branch. I think he immediately, as the certain magic spouts into him, is going to respond back with a spell. We would do. I only have first rank spells left. I would do Fear.
Okay.
So I have to make a both save. So it is frighten 1. That's 2 actions. My third action is I'm immediately going to back up 25 feet and hope he doesn't have a reactive strike.
You are in luck. He does not.
Right.
Looks like he wants
And,
to. He sort of like raises his branch and threateningly, but he can't take a swing at you. All right. Next up is a Wigga, who now, because 7 retreated, is the closest to this tree. She doesn't like that. So she's going to use 1 action to retreat as well, put some distance. I believe she only has 25. She does. So that was 5. She can move there. That's fun. Oh, she can't do that. It's a 3-action spell. That's too bad. She is going to, well, depending on the range here, 30 feet. I think she's out of range for that. Oh, yeah. So she's going to spend another action moving to get behind the party and use you guys as meat shields.
Well, we'll see about that.
And then she's going to use her final action to do a recall knowledge on this thing. I like to save that for the party, but you know what? It worked out that an NPC is going to try it.
You're like, but I actually don't trust that any of you will do this now that we're in combat.
I don't.
I wouldn't. So, well, I might. I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay. Iwiga yells out, Mundane weapons are useless.
Huh.
Huh.
Does that count my fists?
Sure.
Oh. I thought you and I had a thing going.
Travers.
Well, I guess my first thing I do is I take a look at my mundane weapons. And I'm like, oh God. Can you define mundane weapons, or like would Travers know what she means by that?
Yeah, she is specifically saying that non-magical weapons are going to
That's what
have
I
a hard
thought you were
time
gonna
getting
say.
through like this thing's bark.
Is there a reason why we have to fight this creature? Is it in the way of like a doorway? Is it moving toward us?
It attacked us.
It has
Right.
not moved yet. It did try to attack Seven as Seven walked by.
Well, Seven's my boy or creature or whatever he is. They are whatever. So
He's my demon.
yeah, he's my nightmare creature. So right now I'm concealed. He doesn't know where I'm at.
Yes, because of the mist. You are. If this thing has eyes, you're not sure it can see you because you're
Right.
in the mist.
So, I have no arrows, and my dagger is only good thrown from 10 feet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move myself here. I am going to. How far is this to the creature? Am I 10 feet away?
You are 10 feet away from
Great.
essentially
So
the trunk of this thing. It's pretty large.
I'm going to use my dagger necklace. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull one out and throw it at the creature. I forgot to target.
Doesn't matter. Nat 20 is going to hit. And click on that critical button.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Oh.
18 points of damage.
I'm gonna turn this tree into a canoe and find a river and sail out of here.
If you had killed it, I'd certainly allow that.
Thank you.
However, it did not.
So I'm assuming he now knows where I'm at. I'm going to, as sneakily as I can, go behind him.
Mm-hmm.
If I can. How do I?
You can tumble through as part of a move action, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
He says.
So as long as you have the movement speed to get behind him, you can like tumble through to get panache for next turn.
Can I do that sneakily?
Not sneakily, no. It's going to notice you tumbling through.
I don't want him to know where I'm at. Not
well, then move around it.
great. I'm gonna move around.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll hold on. I gotta do this, and then I'm gonna keep like hopefully out of reach, but I'm gonna go over there.
Okay. Can you roll stealth? Blindly, please. Blind stealth roll.
Oh. Yes. Blindly. Blind G. Okay, so I clicked blind GM roll, then I clicked my stealth, right?
Yes.
Great. Killing it so far.
Jaytham, it is your turn.
So can I see Travers? So nobody can see Travers. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's completely hidden below. I mean, you know the general area he is. You saw him throw a dagger and hit the thing. You just can't pinpoint his exact location. He's over there somewhere.
This should be quick then. I'm just gonna first action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move like right here. Second action, just to get its attention, I'm gonna try to intimidate it with my menacing glare. So let's see. Proficiencies.
He already has spear on it.
Oh. Well, in that case, I am just going to raise my shield and apply effect. And I know I can't hold my action, but I really don't want to do much more. Actually, no, I think I will move closer to it, just hoping that it will attack me instead of my needle-toothed friend. So I'm just going to move like right up to it.
Okay.
And that'll be me.
If only 7 was a tank like Jaytham.
And now I'm gonna yell to 7 as I pass. If you die before I do, I'm gonna slit my own throat and I'm gonna become a ghost and I'm gonna haunt you in the afterlife.
Wow.
Wow.
Please do not encourage this one.
That's my turn.
It is your turn.
I'm gonna use my first action to move. Oh, come on, buddy. 10, 15, 20, 25. I've got to use my second. Oh, damn. I've got to use my second action. Bummer. That's okay. I will use my second action to move again. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. It's 25. Great. I'm over here. I'm over here. And I'm going to use my third action on this turn for Courageous Anthem.
Okay.
And I'm basically shouting out to everybody, it's a tree. We can. I really wanted to use my cycle of retribution on it because it's against the will of nature. However, it cost me 2 actions and is a touch range spell.
That's how they get you.
Okay, but I casted my. Put my sparkly circle down. There we go.
And it looks like everybody is still going to benefit.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, that's it. That's for me.
All right. I'll even include a Wigan in that because she needs all the help she can get.
Yeah.
She's been so effective so far. All right, we are back to the top of the round. It is the tree's turn. Travers, you see the tree turning towards you. It noticed your movement.
Awesome.
However, there's a very large woman between you and it. So, sorry, Esther. It's gonna.
I mean, yeah. That's okay.
It's gonna be. He's gonna do the same thing he tried to do to 7. He's gonna try to trip you first. The root. So the root under your foot tries to lift up. That is a hit.
I fall.
31. Only if it succeeds on the on that check. So the first thing, you take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
It then gets to roll athletics to attempt to trip you. Takes a small penalty to this because of the fear. 19 on the die. That's definitely going to trip you. That's a 32.
Oh, to hit, not damage.
No. 14 points of damage, but you are definitely tripped.
Okay.
That must be. That makes you prone. And because you're down, it's gonna try and hit you with his branches.
Oh God.
I feel like I'm like yelling. It's just a tree. It's against its nature. And I catch it like right in the chest, right as I'm saying that. Good Lord. Okay, you missed pummeling me. That's nice.
Yes, missed his attack.
That's nice.
Then, ooh, that one's gonna hit though.
20.
It's gonna do 14 more points of damage as this branch. It's like the Whomping Willow in Harry Potter. It just slams down on top.
Oh, ouch.
Right. 7 deaths.
You're muted, bro.
Yeah, you are muted, Richard.
Sorry. I'm gonna have to move up a little bit because Esther is just out of my range. Shoot. Still out of my range. But I do have reach spell, but that's gonna be an additional action, unfortunately. Oh wait. I can stay where I am. I have reach spell. I'm gonna go ahead. Or do I? Yes, reach spell is going to increase by 30 feet, which means I should be able to hit Esther with a level 1 heal from where I am for 3 actions. So 2 actions normally, an additional action for the reach spell. So Esther will heal 14, and I am officially out of spells for the day.
Ah!
Uh-oh.
Except for cantrips. I've got some other stuff I can do, but that's going to be it. And that's all 3 of my actions, so I will end my turn.
Okay. Iwiga is up next. Oh boy. So the only damaging cantrip she has a range of 30 feet. So she just has to get within 30 feet to attempt to hit it. She can easily do that. So she's going to move up just in front of 7. She's going to target this thing with Acid Splash. She holds out her hand, and this little like glob of acid jumps out of her fist. Natural 1.
Great.
That's it. That's all she can do. She's trying to help. She's trying her best. She's been alone here for 200 years. What do you expect? Travers.
All right. Before I forget, I'm going to target this creature. Look at that. Look how targeted he is.
Oh, he's so targeted.
He's so targeted. Okay. You said I can tumble through as part of my move action, right?
I believe so.
Richard? Or do I have to move, then tumble through?
I think tumbling through
You
is...
tumble through as part of your move action. The only qualifier is whether you're tumbling through, that's considered difficult terrain.
Okay.
You should...
I need square twice, because it's a large creature.
oh, yeah,
all right,
that's
well,
true. Yeah.
I'm
Square has
going
to count
to...
twice. Yep.
I'm going to trust in the dice. I'm going to tumble through. Let's see. While moving. And let's see.
Don't forget that basic action macro, because the tumble through should be...
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, good.
Perfect!
Oh. It was almost a natural 12, but then it rolled to a 2, so that is a failure. However, you do still gain panache on a failure.
Great.
However, your movement ends. Oops, I accidentally dragged Panache onto the map for some reason. Get rid of that. I meant to drag Panache onto you. Your movement
All right.
ends, and your trigger reactions as if you had moved out of the square you started in. Oh, does that mean you don't move at all, but you still gain Panache? Movement
Oh.
ends.
Richard, you're muted again.
His move would end over here.
Yeah, okay. So your movement ends in front of the creature. You do still have Panache, but you did not successfully tumble through.
So it's like I tried to tumble through it, but I tumbled against the creature.
Yes.
In a very charming way?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
If you call face planting straight into a tree charming.
Perfect.
Hug the tree. You hug the tree. That's all. Give the
Y'all
tree a
seen
hug.
The Last Unicorn?
Ooh,
So
what a dark movie. Also weirdly sexual, but
Well, yes.
since I have Panache, I can do that finishing blow, right?
Yep. Because you have not attacked. And
I will do that.
that just means you cannot attack again afterwards if you do the finisher.
Oh, that's fine. Here we go. Perfect.
Ooh, no. That is going to miss.
Well, I'm dazed. So I tumble face first into the tree. I miss him point blank range with my sword. This giant broadside of a barn tree. Then I'm going to scamper away as stealthily as possible. Good job, Travers.
You might scamper stealthily, but you do not have your pride. That has been damaged.
I don't have my what? I'm sorry.
Your pride.
Pride.
My pride. No, I left that behind a long time ago.
You left that embedded in the tree trunk.
Do I need to roll stealth again?
Yes.
Great. I've been rolling so good.
All right. Jaytham.
okay. First of all, given Tara's note, is this a boy tree or a girl tree?
Why don't you roll nature?
Okay. All right. Nature. Okay.
$15. Not entirely sure.
Okay. Was gonna
Where
try.
are the genitals on the tree? Point them out.
Well, it's more, as I'm sure that Tara knows, it's more the boobs, but
Right. You're just not sure. There are some bumps that could be boobs.
okay.
It's
Well, in that case, I'm not gonna try and do anything fancy here. I'm just gonna raise my shield. For 1, I am going to attack it. For 2,
ooh, that was almost a net 18. It still hits.
okay, cool.
I do believe frightened would be gone by now. That would have been the end of your turn, right, Richard? He's not looking. I think. Oh, it would have hit regardless.
Okay, and third action, I'm gonna hit it again, or try to. Maybe not.
No, that is not
Okay.
going to make it.
Oh. All right, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, frightened would definitely be gone by now because he's had a turn, and 7 has also had a turn. Esther, it is your turn. You are prone.
I am prone, and I think like narratively, I don't even try to get up before I do this move. I'm just going to like roll over and place my hand on one of its roots and say, it doesn't have to be this way. And I'm gonna cast Cycle of Retribution on it.
Okay.
My new spell. Please make a will save.
Oh, he will make this will save. Natural 1. That is a critical failure.
Oh my!
I really
What is-
thought you were calling your shot. He will make this will save.
You Babe Ruth that tree.
Every time that tree takes a hostile action, it takes 3d4 mental
It
damage.
sure does.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
And then I will use the rest of my movement to stand up. I'll use half my movement to stand up and then step away from the tree with my hands up.
It's full movement to stand up.
Oh, okay, then I don't do that. I just stand up. But that's the end of my turn.
That's the equivalent of insulting him and then just standing there. You don't even have the decency to like cover yourself, like you might get hit back. All right. Well, awakened does not mean intelligent. So it is going to attack 3 times.
Okay.
The first attack, I know Jaytham hit it and did damage, right? You did do damage. Yes. So it is going to target you first, Jaytham. Oh, you did not spend an action to maintain Courageous Anthem, so I will get rid of that effect. All right, Jaytham, it's going to do the same thing it tried to do to 7, successfully did do to Esther. It's going to try and trip you first. That is a hit on the root, so you're going to take a little bit of damage. That is 14 points of damage to you, Jaytham, and it is also going to roll athletics.
Okay. First, I'm going to block that.
Okay.
Okay. I think. Okay, I hit block, and then what do I do after? And then do I hit damage?
Yes, if you click block and then click damage, it should.
Okay, got it. Okay.
It also should have applied the damage that your shield took to your shield automatically.
Okay.
I believe it failed on its athletics check to try and trip you, so you do not fall prone.
Great.
But it is still going to try and hit you with its branch.
Wait a second. Wait just 1 second. I have
I will wait 1 second, no more.
I have aggressive block. Oh, it's my size or smaller. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Proceed.
You are smaller than it, not the other
Yeah.
way around. All right. An attempt to hit. That is a 26. That is going to hit.
All right.
15 points of damage from the branch.
All
It is
right.
then going to whirl around and attempt to hit Esther. And then I will roll. It was 3d4.
3d4 for
action?
every hostile action.
All right. I will then roll
9d4.
9d4 after he attacks Esther. I can only do one thing at a time. That is a miss. That is a 3
Nice.
on the die. All
We
right,
love a
so
critical miss. We love a critical miss.
9d4 points of damage. That's a lot of die. There was
Hey!
several 4s in there too. 28 points of damage to the tree. That did a significant amount of damage, and you see some of the bark its skin begin to like crack and peel. Some of it falls off into chunks. It is still standing, but it is hurt.
Mm.
Does not know how it got hit. No idea. 7, it is your turn.
You're muted, Richard.
So I don't know why I keep forgetting today. I'm going to cast battle medicine myself because I've already done it today. So I have no leveled spells. All I have are cantrips. So why don't I go ahead and do a needle darts on it. I just pull out more of my teeth and just throw it at it.
Okay. Making use of your
60
your
feet.
shark-like mouth.
It's gonna hit.
That is a definite hit.
13 points of damage.
Right.
I think with my final action, this is probably absolutely not going to work, but I'm going to attempt to demoralize it.
Okay. I like this.
Probably does not speak common, so it's going to be the penalty. Oh, it's too far away. Never mind. I am just going to go ahead and... Crap. I think I'm just going to move up a little closer so I can be near people if I need to be 25 feet to get me over there.
Is it an action to crap? It's curious.
Is action or what?
To crap.
Yes. It's 3 actions depending on how much fiber you ate this morning.
Oh. Good call.
Okay. And that'll be my turn.
Sometimes it's an action not to crap.
No, I think that's a reaction, not crap.
Definite reaction.
So if I wanted to sneak attack this creature, would I be able to run up just normally, or do I have to sneak?
You would be able to go up normally. However, it is not your turn. It is Iwiga's turn.
Iwiga, I'm thinking about sneak attacking this creature, just so you know. All right.
Boy, stop interrupting her. It's rude.
Sorry.
It's probably fine. I haven't been able to hit with anything. Her voice keeps changing, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's a bit
I'm gonna try Acid Splash again. She hits that time.
Wow.
She's doing something. Iwiga's doing something. It does 11 points of damage to the tree, and 1 splash damage to Jaytham and Esther. So sorry.
Hey, come on. I just stood up for you.
I didn't know it would splash that far. She has 1 action left. She can do anything at all. No, she cannot. But she is going to move. She's still going to use 7 as a meat shield, but she's going to get right behind him, but get closer to the bad guy. All right, Travers.
All right. I am going to. You said I can just. I'm just gonna sneak up to it if I can. I'm gonna sneak attack this creature. Do I need to roll anything?
Just roll your attack.
Great. Where is it? Great.
Natural 1. Always misses.
It wanted to be a 19 so bad.
It did. I
It
saw it.
really did.
It was right there, and then it said,
Remember
"Screw
how
you,
well you were
Travers."
rolling last time? This is
I really wish
I'll
that
be back.
I really wish that Jaytham would have seen that. But
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna sneak away again. Half speed, right, Richard? I'll roll sneak. Or stealth.
All right, Jaytham.
okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Raise shield, and gonna strike him for my second action.
That is the hit.
All right. And
8
hit him
points.
again for my third action, hopefully. Ooh, that's a 20.
Natural
Oh,
20. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay.
Right, 32 points of damage.
Max damage. Nice.
I'm not going to bother with a fortitude saving throw because you have chopped down that tree.
Wow.
Also,
It
just
falls
the fact
apart.
that this is done with a warhammer.
Yes. You obliterate it with the hammer. It's arguably the least efficient way to chop down a tree, but you accomplish it right now.
And as I do it, I say, I guess your bark is worth than your bite. And also, like, I wonder where my little friend was this whole time.
I think 7 might disagree with the bark worse than bite thing, but you have succeeded at taking down that awakened tree. You guys have a moment to breathe. The jungle around you seems silent. Well, I guess it wouldn't be silent. There would be birds and stuff like that and insects, but nothing else appears to be jumping out at you. Esther, you're the closest to it. You can see that there is a staircase that leads up onto this tree stump, similar to the one that was on the opposite side that you came in.
This, as inviting as this staircase seems, I am bushed. Uiga, can we go back into your condo and take a nap for a few hours?
Yes. Wait. How did she sound again?
Just
I
a
think-
second ago, she was British.
She was. I don't know where that came from. That just like what was in my heart for some reason.
And now she's
know what?
whispery.
She initially sounded a little bit like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I think she moved to Severus Snape.
Okay. She has a wide range of emotions. She doesn't know what she's doing. It's been 200 years since she's had social interaction. She's trying to find herself again.
Gotta find your voice, you know?
Trying to find her voice. So she says, of course, we can go back to the throne room and you can rest.
Just, my good buddy Needleface, this one, he looks real tired. So I feel like we should maybe take a nap before we go forward.
Yes, it would be best to have you at your best moving forward.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm always at my best.
She blushes a little bit.
Oh. I'm gonna follow behind everybody with my head hanging, and the only thing you can hear is sad Charlie Brown music playing.
You just have your rapier dragging on the ground behind you. All
Yes.
sad.
I didn't get hit. I didn't hit anything. I just rolled around, face planted into a tree, and that's all I did.
All right, you're able to get back. You go into the room where the dragonfly was and the lily pads. There's no other dragonfly. You would find it far more efficient to just use a rope to drop down to the floor, walk across, use a rope to climb up the other side instead of trying to traverse the lily pads that everybody except for except for Travers and probably a Wigga would trigger the lily pads to fall. It's just easier to use the ropes.
And maybe me too, because my bones are hollow.
Oh well, how much does 7 weigh? With equipment, everything that you have on you.
So I
So
think I put
many
him at.
personal questions here.
Let me check. I think I wrote it down. I didn't write it down, but we'll just say he probably weighs like 110 pounds or something. 7 foot tall, 110 pounds. Just
That's not
hollow
enough.
bones, super thin.
You're only
Definitely
carrying
not enough.
5 bulk, which I do not believe equates to 200 pounds. 200 pounds is the limit for those lily pads. So, I stand corrected. 7 Travers and a Wigga would be fine. Esther and Jaytham would have to climb. Although probably in solid area, you'd all just climb. Who knows?
It's hard to say. Polarizing pair here.
You get back into the throne room. Iwiga takes her spot on the throne. You see that she just sort of like slumps down, kind of tired. She says, "If you would like to heal, cast any healing spells, I would go into that room over there. That is where the healing enchantment is centered. But then you should rest, and I will wait here for you to reemerge."
This one has no healing spells, but we'd be grateful for the rest.
Yeah, we're gonna take a long rest, right?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, that was my suggestion. And there aren't any like beds in here or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
Anything man-made would have long since rusted or decayed. The only thing that has sustained itself in here is anything natural, like plant matter, anything organic.
Okay.
But you can easily make like little nests for yourself in here somewhere using. There's like crates and boxes which have probably rotted away.
And we've slept in worse, so
Yeah. It's relatively clean.
okay. All right.
Doesn't smell as bad as like the compost, the min heap that where the dragonfly was.
Since 7 was the first one to come in here, I am just gonna say like, oh, that was a bit of a close call, and I said something a little brusquely. I guess what I meant to say was your opinion means a lot. I would like to redeem myself in your eyes, and if you died before I did, that would rob me of the chance, and I would be very upset and mourn your passing. I should have said that a little bit more, I don't know, politely, but that was what I meant to say.
This one is grateful for your words, and this one hopes, when he dies, hopefully soon, that you will not mourn this one's passing, but celebrate it instead.
Man, when we have some time, you and I really need to have some sort of philosophical discussion. But nonetheless, now's not the time. Let's both get some shut-eye.
This one agrees. This one hopes your corner is as pleasant as his is. And
Oh,
maybe
this
stand
is-
in a corner.
I feel like this is a really nice corner. It's a very nice corner. I think I might have gotten the best corner. But you can have it if you want.
No, this one is
No?
fine.
All right,
This
fine.
one has, as you said, slept in worse corners.
Am I the only one picturing Donkey from Shrek? Look at that boulder. That's a nice boulder. All right. If you would like to, you don't have to move your tokens in there if you don't want to. We can just do a long rest.
Too late.
I'm going to treat wounds, everyone, because long
Okay.
rest only heals like your level times your constitution modifier. So I would treat wounds, everyone,
Oh.
to get their hit points to max.
I forgot that was
Um,
not the case on
I
this.
do want to remind everybody, if you have healing spells, they gain the benefit of an extra 50% healing from the energies in this room. But it does not work with treat wounds. But if you do have healing spells, they will gain extra.
I do have some healing spells, but I don't know that it necessarily matters, right?
I mean, not really. Not as far as rolling dice. I mean, you're resting in here. You can take as much time as you need to heal everybody up to full. Get your long rest.
How do I apply the healing from that medicine check, Richard?
Just modify
said-
your current hit HP on your sheet to max.
Max. Okay. All right.
All right. I think that rest, before I forget, is a good place to take our short break.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Because if we don't do it now, I will forget, and then people will get mad at me.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So, everybody, please stick with us. We will be right back.
Alright.
And we are back. Told you it'd be a short break. We don't mess around with our breaks here. All right, everybody wakes up, fully rested.
Sorry, I had a nightmare.
I would
You
say your nightmare might have been the fact that Seven would have taken the last shift, and while you were sleeping, cut off a little piece of your hair to eat, and that would be it.
Yeah. Oh God, I dreamt that somebody was eating me here. It's a weird dream.
you also see a Wigga standing over you, just pointing at Seven.
I just confusedly wave.
What are you trying to say, babe? I mean, ma'am.
I'm not trying to say anything. He was eating his hair.
Oh,
Oh,
that's not polite. Seven, why'd you do that?
This one was going to permission, and the permission was never revoked.
You might want to revoke that permission.
Seven. I
Yes.
respectfully, I will revoke that permission, for until further notice. But I thank you.
This one understands. This one will ask you tonight for permission.
Okay. Richard takes a note, like ask Travers for permission.
You guys have a weird group dynamic. Are we ready to go?
Oh, you're Wigga, you're now a 1920s newsie?
I thought I'd try it out. See what happens.
She's the king of New York.
How much further do you think we have to go?
I'm really not sure. That staircase that we saw on the other side. I don't know what's on the other side of it, but I think we have to go that way.
All right.
Yeah, let's go back to where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't take you very long to get back there now that you know the lay of the land.
I still do want to keep Demas in his statuette form.
Okay. Until you say otherwise, I'm going to put his token back in that room where you rested.
Okay, that works. Thank you.
I don't get confused and he's in the way.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way back there. You see the quote unquote
say-
corpse of the tree.
One thing, I can't see Esther right now.
You might want to refresh because on
Okay.
my end, you're on the map with everybody else.
It seems as though when I'm like in Demas's perspective, and when I don't
I
have
see.
eyes,
So you had him selected. All right, let me move him back so you can
select the right.
yeah.
Okay. I did refresh though, so now it's loading also.
Remind me after in the settings. There's a setting you can put to left click to release items, and if that's not selected, you'll get stuck on a token and not be able to get off of it.
It's taking me a while here to refresh. I don't love that.
You might have to refresh your refresh.
Yeah.
Foundry is pretty good for that. Having to refresh a couple times.
Yeah. It's a greedy little app.
That's not a nice thing to say about Travers.
Should we continue forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I think what you can go ahead and wait until I don't know how much it will throw you off to wait because it's still doing it.
Esther will join you when she gets a moment.
Yeah.
Esther's buffering.
I'm
Esther is buffering.
yeah, literally.
All right. So while that's loading for Tara, 7, Jaytham, you're at the doors.
You check for traps. Actually, what's your perception like? I never asked you that.
This one is very perceptive.
Okay, why don't you check for traps? Assuming there's no traps, I'll go in first.
Wait, didn't we have a staircase that we were flirting with, or?
That's where we just
That's
went up.
Yeah, they both ran right up that staircase, right to the doors.
Oh, great.
All right.
I'm here. It
You
worked.
are here.
Yeah, and I can
you have
see
Esther again?
Esther. Yeah.
Everything is good. 7, you do not detect any traps on that door.
Just above the table, out of character, the best perceptions in the group are actually Travers and Jaytham.
Oh, wow.
7
What do you
is very
know?
perceptive, though.
You shouldn't have said anything. You should have let her run.
He believes perceptive,
Don't
so he's
do
going to go ahead and
that.
push open the doors.
I just wanted you to think you were important. That's all. You're an important part of the group.
All right. So 7's like, door's not trapped. We're going to move on through. So what you see on the inside of this narrow hallway that sort of curves along the circle of the greenhouse, along the outside of that curve, you see numerous flowers clinging to myriad vines and creepers growing over every inch of this curving corridor. Ground, walls, ceiling, covered in vines and flowers. There's a powerful bouquet of competing floral fragrances floating throughout this enclosed space. You see flowers of every color imaginable in here. The air is thick with pollen. 7 and Jaytham, I need you both to roll a will save, please.
To not sneeze.
Yeah. Will.
Okay, you both are fine. Very briefly, you both felt an intense fatigue, as if you could have fallen asleep right then and there as you walked in the room.
I yell back and say, hey, anybody got seasonal allergies?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, maybe gird your loins before you come in here.
I'll wrap my scarf over my face.
Sure.
Let's try to block it.
What about you, little buddy? Are you even here? I feel like I haven't seen you in like a day.
I'm here. I was just kind of keeping low profile since the last battle.
Good to hear you're alive.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Okay.
Esther, you do not need to roll the save because you have covered your mouth and nose.
Wow. Sweet.
Is it too late to cover my mouth and nose?
No, you have not entered the room.
If you happen to have a scarf or a mask or anything like that, maybe you can pull it up over your the old beezer and the old claptrap.
Okay. So I'm
That's mouth and nose. That's mouth and nose. Just want to let you know.
Thank you. I pull out my N95 mask. No, I think all I have is like a shirt. I can just like put over my mouth and nose.
Yeah. Iwiga, like her robes don't quite stretch above her face, so she uses her hair, her like braid, to wrap around her mouth and nose so that she covers her mouth.
7 would just like pull his clothes tight up against the sides of his chest where his gills are, and then move into the room.
Okay.
Where his gills are? I didn't know you had gills.
I didn't either until right now. Oh,
And Jaytham is wearing the demon mask, so I feel like he should be okay.
The demon mask.
Yeah,
Oh, your demon mask.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I didn't make that up, did I? Oh man.
No, you didn't. I completely forgot about that thing.
Okay.
I looked at Jaytham and I'm like, oh god, I totally forgot you had that.
Iwiga's like, I never thought I'd prefer your real face. Now that your mouth and nose are covered, you can move on into this chamber. It's just a hallway that goes all the way up. At the very end, you can see what looks to be another set of double doors.
Come on.
It's very
All right.
beautiful map.
Oops. Iwiga jumped on top of Jaytham by mistake. All right.
Well, steak, right? Yeah.
It's the flowers. They're doing
Oh
something.
no.
Doesn't know what's going on.
Since we both have the same perception, I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right, Jaytham, you don't detect any traps on this door.
Seems like this door is safe. Do you want to go first, Your Majesty? What you looking at there? Is it your cat? I bet it's your cat.
mhm. This one will be happy to go first.
Still not hearing confirmation that that was a cat, but I bet it was a cat.
All right.
If there's a
Travers,
cat.
as the last person to leave the room, can you roll perception for me?
Oh boy. Yes.
Roll
I
a
can.
blind, please.
Perception.
Okay.
That's a good sign.
I must have rolled well.
Yeah.
You leave the room, and Iwiga's right behind you. She's coming up behind you there.
So wait, she was really the last one to leave the room, huh?
She
Yeah.
was. Jaytham, you see a stairwell in front of you that goes up a little bit. It's very similar to the stumps that were out in the greenhouse and how it curves up. It looks like it was grown out of wood. And it leads up to a platform above you.
Okay. Do I it's very quiet, too quiet. I'm just gonna roll a perception check to see if I see anything or
Sure.
hear anything suspicious.
I really like these blind checks. Make it blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blind. All right. Wait. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as you can tell.
Great.
All right. Everything's
I'm good.
great. Just gonna go on up the stairs. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo-doo.
Stop you right there.
Oh.
I'm going to reveal what you rolled in your perception check. That is a
Ah.
natural.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
You get to the
Natural
top of the
one,
stairs.
nice.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw the 25 before it, and I was like, oh, that's fine.
No, this is the bad one.
Yikes.
You get to the top of the stairs, and you feel a tripwire just like catch your ankle as you bring your foot forward to take a step. I need you to roll a reflex save, please.
And before I do, I look down and go, oh.
All right, you are fine. You're able to like hop back out of the way. You see a panel of the wall made of solid wood, just like slapped down right where you had just been.
Oh, thank God for my cat-like reflexes. Elsewise, one of you would have suffered that horrible fate. I'm a real hero, ain't I? So,
Yeah.
again, you're looking at your cat. Is that your cat?
Yeah, I'm sorry. She's being very needy right now.
Wigga pokes her head around the corner. I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
mate.
tried-
I mean, ma'am. I mean, you Wigga.
I try to start a slow clap, but I don't think anybody joins.
No.
Just dies out.
Wigga's like, I've always wanted to be a part of a slow clap, and she tries to join you, but just is like off rhythm. She claps on your off clap, so it's really awkward.
Yeah.
And then she just stops.
Then I slowly reach up and just kind of like bring her hands down. Like it's fine. We'll have our moment.
I hope so. I would really love to have a slow clap moment.
You just gotta let it happen. I mean, you can't force it. But thanks anyway.
You try. All right. You guys are moving on. You see the platform goes into like a small hallway. Jaytham, you see another long hallway that goes all the way down.
Well, this looks suspicious.
It's ever so gently sloping down in elevation as well.
Can I step up next to Jaytham and roll a perception check?
Of course. Do it blind, please.
Why not?
Okay, what are you looking for specifically?
Anything out of the ordinary? Maybe traps? I've
You don't detect any traps within your range. What you do notice is that the floor is kind of slick with condensation. As the elevation goes down, it gets a little bit cooler. Where up in the greenhouse, it was oppressingly humid. Now, as the elevation goes down, it's starting to get a little bit cooler, and you can see the condensation pooling on the stones. Looks like it might be a little bit slippery. You might want to take your time.
okay. I relay that to the group.
All right. Good job, everyone's best friend.
Thanks, man.
Gonna try the same tactic as before, just because life is too short, and I am going to slide down on my bottom.
Okay. Can you roll a reflex save?
Just get kind of wet pants. That kind of sucks, though.
Just want to see if you're able to stop yourself before you hit the wall at the other
Okay.
end. How controlled is your luge? Perfectly controlled. You're totally fine. Make it all the way down. Before you hit the wall, you're able to like turn yourself and use your feet as like a cushion to stop yourself.
And I say, cool runnings.
What does that mean?
Oh, there was a... I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It was an okay movie, a solid 5.5.
All right, I'll
Does
follow.
it still hold up? Who knows?
How wonderfully mediocre.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Seeing how sticky it is and not wanting to fall, Stubborn would just like take out his guts and kind of use it like those sticky hand things we used to play with when we
No.
were a kid.
Oh
Slap
my
it with stuff.
God. They got so dirty, Richard. They got so dirty.
The ones you would like throw against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
That eventually would stop sticking because of all the dust and dirt that
It's
coated
so
it.
dirty.
That's fine.
Uh,
If it gets a little dirty, I'll just lick it clean and then go back to it.
Perfect.
Oh,
It does definitely, like, there's definite moss and like algae and stuff growing on the cave walls, but it's so horrible that I'm not even gonna make you roll anything. You just sticky hand your way down the down the hallway. Iwiga says, "I am not following that."
No. I'm gonna try my luck just on my feet. Do you need me to roll something?
No, you know that it's treacherous, so you can, like,
Okay.
just like in Cool Runnings, they say, grip with your toes, not your heels.
Yeah, okay.
that's right.
Iwiga follows suit, and you are able to get down there. You see another set of double doors.
all right. I will step up. I'll be like, and I will search for traps. And I think I have a specific feat or something, like trap finder or something.
And this whole time you've just been letting everybody else do the trap thing.
Wes, you're thinking of Pathfinder. That's the
Oh,
game
I'm
that we're
sorry.
playing right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well,
I'm
we
very tempted
technically
to
all
give
have
you
that
a hero point
feat.
for that, but I won't. You do have a trap finder, which gives you a +1 bonus to perception checks to find traps.
I was just cruising through my feeds and I'm like, oh, that seems like this would be useful in this circumstance.
Pretty useful.
All right. How do
Where were you on that staircase?
Yeah.
Man. Whew.
Wait, which bonus do you how much of a bonus do you get then?
It's a +1.
Oh, I thought he said it
Right,
was
but
+2.
including his perception, what would that be?
So that would be a +12. total.
Okay, yeah. Holy, that's way higher than mine.
You were doing great.
Okay.
It's one
You
higher
almost
than
got
yours.
crushed.
Oh.
You only almost got crushed once. I thought you were doing fine.
Travers doesn't want to step on any toes.
Yeah,
That's why he's everybody's best friend.
he's from the Midwest. Did I not say that?
I bet he does that a lot considering how low he is to the ground. Am I right?
Yeah. All right. So,
Your perception.
all right. So, can I mark that somehow? Do I hit trap finder here?
I don't think it will add it automatically. So when you go to roll your perception, just use the. There should be like a circumstance.
It's on your actions tab. You see a button
Yeah.
that says trap finder. Click that, I'll add it.
All right. Yep. There's a perception. There we go. I'll secretly roll it because I know you love it.
I love secret rolls. Okay. You do not detect any traps on this door. However, you do detect that it is locked. There appears to be some sort of a natural mechanism that is holding the doors together.
Do I detect that it's locked by trying the handle and I find out it's locked?
Yes, part of checking for traps is that you test the handle. See
Got
if
it.
there's anything there. So
I tell everyone I detect that this is locked.
Good job.
Can you pick it?
Jaytham, did you want to try picking it? I mean, I'm really good at picking locks, but I don't want to step on any toes.
No, please.
Okay.
Proceed.
I'll pick the lock.
okay.
All right. I'll roll.
Not quite able to get it open. You think that's less because of your skill and more because the temperature difference is causing the wood to swell and contract in such a way that the door just is jammed.
Oh.
You think probably sufficient force would get the doors open.
I
instead of
Say sufficient force.
I did say sufficient force, yes.
All right, everybody stand back. Just in case there's like an exploding shrapnel trap here. And I just kick it like right at the wherever I might think that the lock would be.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll athletics.
All right. Athletics, okay. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I swear to God, I was like, do I have a hero?
You said sufficient force,
spend
not
when
sufficient
I definitely
breeze.
beat this. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Richard reminded me, and I completely forgot to add a hero point on your sheet. He reminded me, and I just completely did not do it.
All right, I'm just gonna roll it again and don't add it to mine.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. So you give it like a test kick. You put your foot on it like you're warming yourself up. And then you just give it all you've got, and those doors explode open.
Nice.
Not literally explode, but, you know.
Oh, good.
It's a piece of cake.
The first thing that greets you is the stench of decay.
Yeah. Hey, what are those brown spots on the ground?
Oh, be patient, baby bird. I'll feed you. You see a large arched chamber, providing a grim contrast to the vault's other life-filled rooms. Instead of lush vegetation, a massive briar patch and layers of thick humus form high mounds throughout the room. Hundreds of varieties of fungi choke out any attempt for healthy plants to root, and the air is heavy with the stench of decay. At the chamber's eastern edge, a large, swollen wooden chest sits atop a high mound of compost. So all of these brown patches are mounds of compost. Unless otherwise noted, they are 30 feet high. The one at the other end of the chamber is 50 feet high. The one at the very far end. And atop that, you can see just the chest sitting there as if a beacon.
Okay. So I'm going to step in. I cannot take the action, but...
You can. I unpause it.
Great. I'm going to just take like a step in, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to roll perception, see if I can sense any movements, any critters, anything at all.
Okay. Give me that good old perception check. Blind, if you please. Okay. You detect 0 movement in this chamber. The air is very thick and heavy.
How sure am I?
Very sure. Quite sure.
I'm quite sure? Okay.
Quite
that makes me feel better.
Well, all right, then. I'm just going to confidently stride in here. Very confident that my friend has done his due diligence. Just like maneuver my way around these piles of compost.
Esther, behind you, you hear Iwiga panting, like almost hyperventilating. And you turn to look at her, and she has a hand on her chest. And she's just like, the influence is too strong here. I don't feel... And then she collapses to the ground.
Whoa. I go down immediately to where she is. I try to like stop her as she's falling. I try to like break her fall as much as I can.
Yeah, she's right behind you, so you can like just easily reach out and grab her and keep her from hitting the ground.
Yeah. Whoa.
But you can like you put like your hand on her chest, and her heart is just pounding in her chest.
I want to. I see. The thing is, I don't think that this spell has the actual effect that I want it to have. Or maybe it does. Because I want to cast Soothe, but it only soothes mental effects. But
You could try it anyway. Worst thing that happens is it doesn't do anything. Best case scenario is it does something.
I think narratively I would try. It's the only healing spell that I know that, and if she is dealing with fear, like if it's a panic attack that she's having, then maybe it could help. So I'll cast it. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to soothe her with my hand on her chest. Yeah.
The green light of the heal emanates from your palm, illuminating her chest and her face, and you feel her heart slow significantly. It looks like it definitely soothed her mentally, but she remains unconscious.
I'm also right there. I'm gonna come up and do a medicine check.
Okay.
Sorry, too many pop-ups. Blind, yes.
Okay. You just saw Esther cast that spell on Iwiga. You think that, I mean, she's been talking this whole time about the fell influence of the place, how somehow this negative energy has invaded the vault, and it was only held at bay by the druids' influence in the throne room and where the that storeroom where like the undoing of timelessness was. This influence appears to have affected her in a physiological way. She remains unconscious. Even if she is like stable, like I guess medically stable, her heart's not racing anymore. So it looks like that sort of panic anxiety has been eased by Esther's soothe, but she remains unconscious.
Perhaps she should stay out of this room by the rest of us. Come, Chief Batch would be sick.
Yeah. So Esther, you very gently remove yourself from her and lay her on the ground.
Yeah.
She does not stir. You believe that your soothe did good. It just wasn't enough to pull her out of this stupor, whatever it is.
Before we proceed, I feel like Jaytham would take off the cloak that he was wearing and just drape it over Iwiga as she rested.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. How very kind-hearted, Jaytham. The 7 take notice.
Yeah.
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 Okay. You guys are moving into this room. I'm just gonna.
Is anybody staying with Iwiga?
That's up to you guys.
I can stay with Iwiga, but Jaytham, I know you two have a thing going on, so I don't know if you wanted to stay with her, but I am more than willing to stay with her.
I beg your pardon?
What, did I misread a situation?
Yeah, you're making a lot of assumptions there, mate. We're just friends. And I set up a corn date with her, assuming that we survive this whole thing.
You called her babe earlier.
No. I called her ma'am. You must have misheard.
Okay, I apologize.
I appreciate your concern. Honestly, I feel like we have eliminated any threats to come from behind, and any other threats will need to go through me. Meaning, I'm going to go forward. You can say if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So is Travers staying
I'm-
behind?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
stay
gonna
with-
stay just in case like she takes a turn for the worse.
Okay. Esther, are you going to stay with Iwiga, or are you going to go with the other two?
Not if Travers is going to.
So for the purposes of the map, anywhere that has brown in its square is difficult terrain because of the compost heaps. So keep that in mind. You can move between the heaps just fine. But if you are going over the heaps or through any of the heaps, it's going to be difficult terrain.
So
And the
am
stench
I
of decay gets stronger the
staying
further
right
into
now?
this place you go. I'll say no for right now, because of like the walkway that's between the paths.
Okay.
But like if you were to go down here, then yes, it would be, because these
Okay.
become close enough to touch.
Okay.
You know what? I should amend that. Any square that is mostly brown is
Mm.
difficult terrain. If it's mostly like just the ground tan color, it's fine. You guys move on through. Seven and Jaytham, could you please roll perception checks? Okay. 7, I'm going to let you put yourself where you would like to be on the map.
I mean, right there's fun.
Right there's fine. Great. Jaytham, you see 7 ahead of you, roughly 10 feet, moving between these compost heaps. Maybe it's PTSD from being in that greenhouse where 7 was in front, and all of a sudden these vines sort of leaped up and tried to grab him, or the tree tried to smack him. You see, as 7 is passing between these two mounds, you see what looks like these vines sprout up from within the compost heaps and try to grab 7's legs.
And I'm going to yell, this one, pull your socks up.
This thing is going to get, I believe it gets a free attempt to grab. Yeah, you were not aware of it, so it is just going to attempt to grab you. It's going to happen. So this is against your, it's an athletics check against your athletics DC, I believe.
Fortitude.
Fortitude. That is a 31, which definitely beats your fortitude. That is actually that's a
31.
critical. Yeah, that's a critical success on the grab.
That is critical success, which is even worse.
From the mound in front of you, 7, you see this just mass of tangled vines and vegetation pop out from the compost heap, and these vines that extend from it on these two mounds reach out and grab you. We need to roll initiative.
Well, being restrained is bad because I literally can't do anything.
This thing wraps you up like a mummy with its
Yike.
tentacles.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative too, because I think I hear it.
Yes, everybody needs to roll, including the unconscious Awiga, who I'm just gonna automatically put at the end.
Okay. Iwiga snores softly.
Just gonna give her a 1 and put her down at the bottom of the tracker.
My dice really aren't rolling today. Did I turn them off?
Okay. So we are going to begin this encounter. Esther, it is your turn first. You see these vines just leap out, wrap right around 7. He looks completely helpless at the moment.
Yikes. Okay, so I okay. Just to call your attention, because I don't know if you saw in the chat, Michael, that Richard was telling me that I was short a spell.
I did not see that.
Okay. I promise that I chose this one because it was the one that I wanted the most, and it was not because of what was happening in this. But I have sure footing now.
Okay.
So
Sarah, you have never steered me
have
wrong.
lives and I'm invincible, and I have rogue powers.
But did Richard tell you that? Because
I believe you. You have whatever you say you have.
I didn't like any of the other options at this moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I do have to touch him though. Why do I always with the touching? Gotta be so up close. Wait, that's why I made an up close. You are an up close caster. That is what you are. You are a giant lady. Get up in there. Okay, I'm gonna get up in there. I'm gonna use my first action to move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm right here. And I reach out, and even though my skin is crawling with that sensation of bugs that gets really intense when you get close to 7, I reach out and I wrap my hand like around one of your shoulders, and I cast Sure Footing. I'm going to target you, I guess. And then yes. Okay, cast.
Okay.
Did you get grabbed? Does that help you? Are you going to tell me that I did?
It does not. It would if we cast a 4th level, but unfortunately, I'm not just grabbed. I'm restrained right now because he critically succeeded on my grab.
But if this is my signature spell, does that mean I get a free heightened, or do I still have to have the level of spell slots that I
still have
need?
to have the level of spell slot to cast it?
Oh. Well,
even worse for you, Esther.
Yeah,
this thing has 15
Fine.
feet of reach. Casting that spell is a manipulate action. It is going to attempt to hit you with a tentacle. So another tentacle bursts out of the compost heap beside you, actually on this side, and is going to try and hit you as you cast that spell on 7.
You seemed grabbed. I would have narratively done it anyway.
Ooh, that is a critical hit.
Oh, no.
Don't do that to me. Why you gotta do
Actually, no.
So
it wouldn't have the reactive strike yet because it hasn't gone. You don't get reactions until your turn.
Oh, all right. You're gonna hit me with a technicality? You're absolutely right. You cannot reactive strike. Erase that crit.
Thank God. I still will use. I'll spend my spell slot because that is what I would have done narratively. I would have gone forward and been like, "Oh,
so
you got
did
grabbed."
try. You did
tried.
try. Yeah.
This is my second spell that I tried, and it didn't. Who knows?
That was a 2-action spell. You moved. That is your turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Travers.
All right.
You hear the commotion from the other room.
I can't even see what's going on, so I'm going to move in. Can I go? I probably can't go through walls.
You cannot. You can hinge your movement though with the control key and clicking.
Control E.
Control key. So if you're
Okay.
dragging, hold control and then click, and then it will hinge your movement.
Okay. Oh wow. All right, I'm gonna move. Come on. Sorry, I have too many windows open.
All right.
I'm very far away. So
You
this
are?
is part of the same first movement.
Yes. You moved 5 feet.
Uh,
That's another 15. So that's what, 20? 10?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 10 feet. So is that still one movement, even though I kind of made 2 turns?
What is your speed?
30.
Yes. Yes. That's one movement.
Great. Oh, everyone's in the way. Can I'm trying to, is there a way I can get to 7?
You would have to move through difficult terrain because you cannot occupy the same space as an ally. Even though
Yeah.
you can move through their spaces, I don't know that you'd have the movement speed to get all the way on the other side of 7. And you probably wouldn't want to, seeing the size of this thing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's up to you. But I'm not going to tell you. You can double move to get to this
10,
the other side of
15,
7.
20, 25. Get you here. 25 feet.
Yeah, you have 30 feet of movement, so that's one movement to get right next to 7.
He's my boy. He's my creature.
That's big.
He's your creature. That needs to be a t-shirt immediately.
So I'm going to slash at the vines that are holding him in place.
Okay. You can attempt to attack this thing. You're going to be attacking it, so target it.
Oh, got it. Okay, thank you.
The vines don't have their own targetable thing.
It's got to be, yeah.
Let's say you hit the vines. Go ahead and roll damage. All right.
Eh.
Doesn't do as much damage as you think it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But at least I didn't run smack dab into it. Face first.
That's true. This is an improvement over the other tree. Oops. All right. That was 2 moves and an attack. Next up is this bad guy thing. 7. It has an ability called Swallow Whole.
Fine.
You are restrained. It is going to attempt to swallow you. It is going to attempt an athletics check against your reflex DC.
It's definitely going to.
Yeah, that is a
would
30.
be- Actually, I don't know if that's a crit. That is a crit. Dang it.
Crit against your reflex. Okay. So you are now inside of its mouth.
Oh no.
You are grabbed and slowed 1. You also have to hold your breath or start suffocating.
Okay. The good news is I'm no longer immobilized.
I'm gonna put Swallow Whole on your token. This is not good. I had in my home game, I had 2 character deaths. Both were because of Swallow Whole. So this is not good. Okay.
Actually, can you have Esther roll that counteract check anyways? Because if it succeeds, I technically wouldn't be grabbed anymore, even though I'm swallowed. because that spell effect lasts to the end of her next turn. And that frees me up to do some stuff. So, Esther, if you scroll up to share footing, you'll see a little button that says counteract.
Yeah.
And just click that.
Oh. Oh
Yeah.
no. You know what? Wait, did I fail? Let me look. No, hang on. I have 2 hero points. I'll spend it. Reroll and keep using hero point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know if that's
26.
sus or not, but
That will be. What is it against? It's against.
yeah, so the grabbed effect on me is now suppressed until the beginning of Esther's next turn.
It was a useful spell.
It was. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does that counteract the swallow? Like, you're still in its
No,
mouth, right?
I'm still swallowed. It's just magically I can move around in there. I'm still
Gotcha.
swallowed. I'm still slowed. I'm just no longer grabbed.
All right. So the bad news is that was just one action to swallow you. It is now going to. Got a tasty little halfling there.
what? Why?
It's gonna lash out with its tentacle. You moved up there in its range, dude.
But I was helping my creature.
Well, the good news is swallowing the creature counts against map, I believe. Swallow whole counts against map, because that is technically an attack. So it's going to attack you with a tentacle. It's only a plus 14 instead of a plus 18.
Right.
So let's see what happens. He's got you. That is a hit. 29. It is going to spend its third action to attempt to grapple you. So it's going to roll an athletics check. That is a success. You are grabbed.
All right. Do I take any damage?
Yes. I'll roll that damage right now. That is 18 points of damage
Awesome.
from the tentacle. That is its turn. It swallowed one of you, grabbed another. This thing is greedy. Jaytham, it is your turn.
Okay. First action, I'm just going to move right up here. Second action, I would like to see if I could break Travers out of the grapple.
I believe you can. I think I'm going to make you roll athletics against the athletics DC of this creature
Okay.
to attempt to pull Travers out of its grasp.
Okay. This is going to go super great, and everybody's going to be like, yay!
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't ever do this, but you have to beat a 27.
Ah!
You did not. So you're able to grab Travers. You just cannot get him from the grip of this thing. This is a
Okay.
monstrous plant creature whose strength far exceeds your own.
Okay. Third action. Does it only take one to switch from one weapon to another? Because I would like to switch my orc neck splitter.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I am going to do that, and that's everything that I can do.
Okay. 7, you're in the mouth of this thing. You are slowed once, so you have 2 actions. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Alright, so I only have 7 rounds before I suffocate, but if I attack or cast spells, I lose 2 instead of 1. So, I'm going to cast a spell. I am going to cast Bone Shaker on myself.
On yourself?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to ask the follow-up question, but now I'm not going to.
This
Follow-up
is
question, does this thing have bones? Which I assume it doesn't, so
It does
I'm
not.
casting it on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to forcibly yank myself out Jaytham told me to pull myself up by my socks, so I'm literally gonna pull myself by my bones.
Okay.
This is
You-
going to hurt.
I think you misheard him. He said socks, not bones.
Huh. So, I don't even know if you allow this to work, but I'm no longer grabbed, so I have a little bit of mobility. I only have 2 actions because I'm slow, so I'm going to spend 2 actions to cast Bone Shaker. Hold on, I might not. Yep. 2 actions, cast Bone Shaker, grab myself. I want to automatically fail. I have to roll, and my degree of success, because I'm choosing to fail, will be lowered by 1. And I would take, and I will move.
I
want to see how much I
100%
move.
rule of
I need to
cool.
see how much I will move from this. I can move the target 5 feet, so I'm hoping I can just pull myself out of this thing's gullet. Whether or not you will allow that, it's entirely up to you.
Richard, I have never been opposed to rule of cool. Cast Bone Shaker on yourself.
This is more rule of gross than rule of cool, but
It's
sure.
both. It's rule of
Rule
gruel.
of masochism? Rule of
Rule of 7. That's what it'll be from now on.
yeah.
Alright, let me roll my 42 save. I want to fail this.
Can you choose to fail?
So I technically failed, so that should be good. I can pull myself 5 feet.
Okay.
Because that's a success, but I'm deliberately trying to fail. So we're lowered down by 1 to a failure. So
what
I'm going to take full damage, and I will be enfeebled 1.
What I'm going to say is, because you were in its esophagus, 5 feet will get you back into its mouth. Like, you're not going to be away from the creature, but you're not in its stomach anymore. Like, you're pulled up. Because this thing is enormous. It covers
yeah, that's fair.
15
that's totally
square
valid.
feet.
That's totally valid and fair.
Yep.
So I deal 19 points of damage to myself. Hold on, let me actually check something. Check. Yep, I do 19 points of damage to myself.
Okay.
And I guess I would just kind of move myself 5 feet here to kind of represent that.
So what everybody else sees is, from the inside, you see 7 just like bench pressing this thing's jaws open. You are no longer
maybe not bench pressing, but you probably just see like this like bent out of place arm kind of wriggling its way free, like some sort of weird contortionist. The bones are bending the wrong way, trying to wriggle its way free of this thing's jaw.
I will also say, because you are made its way back into its mouth, you reset your suffocation. You're no longer suffocating.
Great.
Unless it's going to have to use an action to try and swallow you again, and if it does, then reinstate the suffocation. But because you're able to get some oxygen in, you're good.
But I'm slowed 1, so I only have 2 actions. That's all I can do.
Yep.
And I see this happening and say, wow, that is one guy side.
I'm hoping someone can help get me out of there now that I'm in its mouth, but that's all I can do.
Everybody, for the purposes of targeting, you do see 7. You're just like, see bits of him trying to claw his way out in a way that only 7 could from inside of this creature. We get back to the top of the round. It is round 2. Esther, it is your turn.
I'll go ahead and move forward and try to pull 7 out. From what I can see from his body, I'm gonna grab and hold my breath and hope that I'm not gonna pull on a limb that is not attached someplace. And like, yeah. Do you need me to make a roll or anything to?
I'm gonna have you roll athletics against this athletics DC of the creature.
Okay.
In an attempt to grab 7 and pull him out. So 1 action to move, 1 action to attempt to remove 7 from the grip of this thing.
Yeah. Is that a quick action? No. Nope.
No.
I know where it is. It's in my skills.
Yeah.
Athletics. Here we go. Dice. All right, a 25.
Okay. DC 27. It does not make it.
Uh,
Yeah, just missed it.
what if I can try again though, because I've got a third action, right?
It's
Sure.
It's a
It
-5
counts.
penalty.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Get 2 hero points.
You do have another hero point if you would like to hero point that.
No, yeah, grab that.
Um,
Uh,
No, keep in mind that was a 15 on the die. You have to get at least a
Yeah,
17.
that's
a
true.
17. That's hard.
Yeah, this is an enormous creature.
Uh,
I think it's bigger than the tree, just in like sheer mass.
what if, okay, can I look at this thing and try to, I'm gonna size it up. I want to do a combat reading on this guy.
What is this combat reading you speak of?
I click it? How do I do it? How do I click it to put it in the chat? I put it in the chat.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, it's not technically concealed or hidden or undetected. I'll still allow it. I like letting you guys use your abilities.
Yeah, against the DC of an enemy who is not concealed, hidden,
Oh,
or
not
undetected. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I skipped over the not,
Oh,
which is arguably the action word in that sentence.
it is. It is an important, part of the understanding.
All right. So I'm gonna roll a secret occultism check. Okay. And this goes against the deception or stealth DC, whichever is higher of the creature. Its stealth is definitely higher. That is a failure. It's not a critical failure, but it is a failure.
Okay. There's no answer for a failure, so nothing happens, I suppose.
No.
Yeah.
You're just not able to get a read on this thing. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I stare up at it in horror as my turn comes to a screeching halt.
Okay. We're back to Travers.
The only thing I can do is try and escape.
Yes, because you are grabbed.
Hey, can I escape using
You can
acrobatics?
attack. You don't need to escape. You're not immobilized. You're just grabbed. You're not restrained. You're just grabbed. So you can attack if you want.
Oh, I can? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hack away at those things that are grabbing me.
I love it. Go right ahead.
Great. Here we go. Boom.
That is a natural 20.
Take it.
Go ahead and roll that
yeah.
critical damage. Don't even need panache.
Well,
Not a great
Yes.
damage roll, but it does 23 points of damage. Ish. Okay, that was one action.
Am I still grabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way to get out of this grab is to escape it or kill the thing. That's it. That's all you
Great.
got.
I'm going to. Do I want to hit or do I want to escape? I want to escape. I saw what happened to 7. I want to escape.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Richard, but escape counts against map.
Yep.
Okay, so instead, yeah, you do have to take a penalty to this because you.
But I have slippery prey.
What is slippery prey?
So I don't take as much of a penalty.
Ooh, so it's only -4.
Oh, okay.
If you click the escape button, it should on the basic action mechas, it should automatically have like a do it for you.
Yeah. It actually doesn't. I think it's because am I using acrobatics or athletics?
Either or.
I would like to use acrobatics, please.
Sure.
It'll roll your highest automatically for you.
Okay. Well, it still says -5 for some reason.
Just click it.
Um,
It should be
but I'll just do that.
We'll just manually do the math if we have to.
Great.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I do have a hero point.
You certainly do. If you would like to use them on this,
Can I re-roll using hero point?
that is up to you, my friend.
I will absolutely do that. How do I? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. Isn't there a slick way I can just like click in the thing and hit re-roll using?
Yeah. So if you right click on the chat card with the critical failure and then
I see it.
re-roll. Yeah.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Great
Well, it
use of
wasn't
the
a
hero
critical
point.
failure that time. Actually, it was.
Oh.
It still was.
Awesome. I'm now properly panicked.
This isn't the first time you've been grappled by a much larger creature in this dungeon.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to escape again.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Natural 20. That is a success. So you are no longer grabbed.
That's all my actions.
The natural 20 was the only way you were getting out of that on that third action, for sure. Okay. Let me remove grabbed. All right, next up. You're lucky you got away because, as you saw, this thing likes to eat what it has grabbed.
Yeah.
You are not grabbed anymore. It is going to spend one action to try and re-swallow 7. Using its swallow hole, which is an attack. Oh, I did not roll damage for you last time, which is an oversight on my part. But that's okay. If it swallows you this time, it will do damage. Oh, I accidentally had Travers targeted, but a 26 against 7. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So 7, you are going to take 13 points of acid damage. You are now swallowed whole again. Just gulps you back down.
Can you review the damage so I can add it to my sheet?
Oh, sorry. I thought it rolled it. There we go.
Thank you.
I also am going to need you to roll. And again, this is an oversight on my part. I didn't do it the first time. I need you to roll a fortitude save. There's that in the chat. Okay, that is a success. You are good. I believe it doesn't do anything on a success. Okay. That was one action. Re-swallow 7. You are back to suffocating again as well. This thing may not be super intelligent, but it is smart enough to know that it has a better chance of holding on to someone bigger than Travers, who's kind of slippery and sly. It has 2 actions left. It is going to use both to attempt to hit Esther and Jaytham to weaken them. So 1 on Esther, 1 on Jaytham. First one on Esther. That is the wrong one. I'm gonna try and bite Esther and then tentacle Jaytham. That is a hit on Esther. So it is going to forego the third action to hit Jaytham, and it is going to instead attempt to grapple you with its third action. Esther. That is a critical success on the grab.
Stop.
Yeah. All right. So just going to roll some damage for the bite. The bite damage. That is 27
Oof.
points of damage. I need to make these public, but
You have all the rolls hidden again.
sorry. There we go. All right. It is going to get a. The critical success was the attempt to grapple, so you are restrained, Esther.
Mm.
All right. It has you in its jaws, because that was a bite attack. I need to look up the rules on Swallow Whole to see if it can swallow 2 creatures. Jaytham, it is your turn.
I think it can. I'll check real quick.
Is it 2 medium and 2 of a size category smaller than it?
So what's the maximum size it says it can swallow in there?
Large.
Alright, that means it can swallow at least one more creature.
Okay, at least one more creature of medium size, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, the
Well-
rules kind of say, if the creature is smaller than the maximum, the monster can usually swallow more creatures. The GM determines the maximum, so it's up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna say 2 is the maximum because it's not a huge creature; it's just a large creature.
So is there a way for me to interrupt this swallowing?
Yes, because it is not yet swallowed Esther. It just has her like grabbed in its jaws, like sort of like I would imagine an octopus
Yeah.
beak or a squid beak, just like
Mhm.
grabbing Esther. You saw what it did to 7. It looks like it is going to do the same thing to Esther. So you can try to pull her from it, doing the same method that we did before with the athletics check against its
Just
athletics
kill it.
DC. Or you can just try to kill it.
Or you can cover yourself in barbecue sauce and make a tastier treat.
This thing may not be actually, this thing is definitely a carnivore.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, Jaytham always carries around some
Sweet
cayenne
baby Ray.
pepper. All
Sweet
right.
baby Rays, sponsor us. Here we go.
Okay, so I can try and pull it, or I just have to kill it.
That's up to you. If you want to spend an action trying to get Esther out of its grapple, you can do that. That's an athletics check against it. That's athletic DC. Or you can just try to kill it. It's up to you. This is your world. I'm just living in it, man.
I would say
I don't
there's.
think I'm going to be able to kill it this round, so I am going to try and
Well, You know
pull
what
it
the
out.
DC is, right? Michael told us what the
27,
DC
right?
Yeah, it's 27.
27. If you think it can hit it, then try and pull it out.
Yeah,
Otherwise-
I'm.
You got it
You
exactly.
think you maybe can hit it? You think you maybe can make it?
You got it exactly. So she
Holy
is
cow!
no longer restrained. You're like, hey, that's mine, and you pull it from its beak with
Wait,
one
hold on.
action.
I would not say that's mine.
Yeah.
Are you sure? That
Dude,
sounds
Ew.
exactly like something Jaytham would say.
Uh,
I wasn't even making that up. That's like straight from you.
okay, so second action, I am going to try and hit it with my Orc Neck Splitter. And that's probably a miss.
It's
And
definitely a miss.
Why are you targeting me?
well, sorry.
Either way, it's a miss. 15's not going to hit it. In fact, that is a critical miss.
Third action, I'm just going to raise my shield.
Okay. So,
And
Esther,
that's
you are covered in like the saliva of this thing. It just smells like rotting vegetation and fetid grossness.
No, thank you. Just to clarify, because I'm paranoid about this, but I don't. This isn't like D&D where I can only cast one spell. If I have enough actions, I can cast as many spells as I want, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You have 3 actions to do with as you please. As long as you have the action economy, you can cast multiple spells.
I don't even think I want to cast multiple spells. I might, but at this point, I'm going to start with a well.
Oh well, it's actually 7's turn.
Oh, never mind.
I have some duplicate conditions on me, so I'm gonna get rid of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you have a ton of conditions on you.
Had too many. But I got rid of the duplicate swallow hole. Alright, I'm going to start panicking because 7 does not like to be in enclosed spaces. He's taking some damage, so... You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to roll my wasping search.
Oh.
Let
You know
me
what? It was
scroll
just
up and roll
yeah,
that
it was
quick.
delayed. Roll it right now. I love rule of fun.
Great, so I need to regain a spell slot.
Okay.
So which one it is? This may change what I do. First level, it's gonna do nothing for me. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and cast a spell. I know it's gonna burn 2 rounds of my holding breath, but 7's jaws inside. He's just gonna unhinge and he's going to, like a lamprey, latch on to the insides of this creature.
Okay.
Now, this is a touch attack roll. I have a lot of rolls I need to make for this, so I have to see if he even rolls makes this. I have hero point. I'm re-rolling that.
I would advise that.
Ah!
Alright, good. I'm able to cast a spell. I don't use it. It has to make a fortitude save.
I saw your other natural one on there,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god.
Ooh, that is a failure.
Fails. Nice.
That was a low roll.
I deal 24 points of damage.
Okay.
Woo!
That is a lot of
nope,
damage
that's
to
not
this
what I
thing.
wanted to do. How much do I heal on this? And gain temporary hit points equal to half. So I would gain 12 temporary hit points from this. And because I'm slow, that's literally all I can do.
Yep.
That's it for me.
Hey, you got yourself some hit points. All right. Iwiga's unconscious.
It
Esther.
took 24.
Okay.
Yes, I gave him the damage.
Okay. I am. Yes. Okay. I'm going to move. I'm going to use my first action to, move. Yes. 5, 10, 15. This is 10, 15, 20, 25. So I can do this?
I believe so. I need
Yes.
to take a look at his attack of opportunity. Yes, you used a move action within range. So it is going to try and hit you with a tentacle as you move.
Shit.
Here we go. It is a hit.
Ah.
All All right. I think the worst part. Actually, because it's attack of opportunity, he does not get the free action to grapple because he has to spend an action to do it. So you just take the 17 points of damage.
That's ouchie. That's muy
It is.
ouchie.
But you're able to move where you want to go.
Well, I've moved to where I wanted to.
Did you take that damage twice?
You did. Well,
I
I'll
did.
refund you one. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, okay. I see. That's slightly less ouchy, but still not ideal. And I am going to. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to cast Sure Strike.
Mhm.
And then I am going to try to hit it with my sword.
Okay. Your S word. Hit it.
Strike. Oh, come on. I missed.
Yes.
I'll use my hero point. I'm gonna
And
Okay.
you can't
I
use your hero point
can't.
now. They're both fortune effects. It's either
Ah.
Sure Strike or hit point.
Okay, fine. That's my turn.
Okay. Travers.
Ouch.
Things are getting rough.
Yeah, well, thank God. Here comes Travers. All right, well, I'm going to run up and I'm going to tumble through.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to roll that. I don't even need to roll because it's going to be just an incredible success.
You were saying?
So for the second time this game, he slams up against the creature.
The good news is you're used to it. You still get panache.
That's true.
You're like, it looked totally badass. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh man. Great. So, what do I want to do? I have panache.
You want to do better is what you want to do. But
What's that?
said you want to do better is what you want to do.
We're doing great. We're doing great over here.
We're having fun.
I will shout out, "Stop eating my friends."
You are technically flanking with Esther.
So does that mean?
It means that he would be off guard to you.
Yeah.
So I can do like a sneak attack, right?
Yeah, of course. Because he is. Where the hell is it? There it is.
All right, target. Oh, I think I untargeted him. All right. How do I do? Do I just?
Attack.
Yep, just do your attack. The sneak
Great.
attack is extra damage if you hit. Oh, that is going to hit, my friend. That's a 30.
Here we go.
$18 points of damage to this thing. And then what is your sneak attack?
Yeah.
Sneak
Okay.
attack is an extra D6 of damage. So
So do I
roll
just-
another.
Well, the
Did it
D6
already
it's
roll?
on there. It's 2d6 and it's been included in the damage.
Oh, it did. Okay, never mind. So it gave you your sneak attack already.
So
Nice try, Travers.
I am a rogue.
You are a rogue. That's true. You're just living up to your character.
So if I still have panache, I might as well do a finishing strike. Yes.
Sure.
All right. But it's a map, so I'm
It is
going.
map.
But I'll
map
take.
doesn't matter to you, Travers. That is a hit.
Here we go.
Make sure you have that finisher selected so it does your damage.
Yep.
Oh, that's so many D6.
Woo!
24 points of damage. Travers, you were lighting this thing up.
I told you. Here comes Travers.
Here comes the paint.
Slams face first into the monster. Doesn't matter. Here's some massive damage.
You were so embarrassed that it just lent you strength to your attacks.
Yeah, the monster felt pity on me.
It did. He's like, "Oh, you get a free shot, little man. I won't even stop you." All right, that is the end of your turn.
Yes.
It is this bad guy's turn. He doesn't even have to send a call.
I don't think he gets a turn this time, right?
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
he does.
you're right. Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
I'm looking up the rules here.
I
I'm
don't
looking up the
know.
rules, and it says that if you try to pull one over on me, you lose a hero point. It says it right
Oh.
there. I'm looking right at it.
Well, I don't have any left, so checkmate.
Whoa.
Checkmate indeed, my friend. All right. It's going no, it's gonna Seven's gonna take damage on his turn, not on this thing's turn. Okay. So it is going to man, it's got a couple of good targets.
Remember, Jaytham is covered in barbecue sauce.
Yes. However, you are snack size. And you are right in front of it. It has to go through you to get to Jaytham with its bite. So it's going to try and bite you.
Fine.
Yeah, buddy. Critical hit.
Oh, God.
All right. Here's some critical damage for you.
Yeah.
Oh, 44 points of damage, Travers.
I'm going to use my
That was
reaction.
so much. Okay.
I'll have to be used within 1 mile of Travers.
1 mile.
And I take that damage instead.
Okay. 7, you take the 44.
So
Travers, because it hits you, it does get a free attempt to, well, not a free attempt, but it does get to use an action to try and grab you. Natural 1 on the attempt to grab, so that fails. That wasted a whole action trying to grab you.
Right.
You feel the beak just like clamp down on you. You don't feel any pain. It's weird.
I check my spine and I'm like, well, that's still there.
Yeah.
All
the vertebrae seem in place.
Yeah.
It is going to then whip a tentacle out at Esther behind it. This is the third attack, technically, because of the grab. So, map -8. Here we go. He's got you. It's 26 to hit.
I don't want to be eaten.
It cannot use an action to grapple you, though, because that was his third attack. So,
Good.
you're just going to do some damage. Just 18 points of damage. That's nothing to a big old lady like Esther.
That's ouchy.
It's still pretty ouchy.
All right. That is the end of the. I almost gave you its name. It is the end of its turn. Jaytham, it is your turn.
1. It's a miss. Okay.
It is a miss.
2.
Critical miss on that one.
Ooh, very bad miss. Okay. And I mean, it kind of seems like it can't be scared, so I'm just gonna raise my shield again. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay. Jaytham tried his absolute darndest. He did. All right. 7. It is your turn. I just need to look up swallow whole.
At the beginning or
you
end
take-
of my turn because this is very, very important. I only have 9 hit points left.
I
I took all that damage for Travers.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read what happens.
Oh no.
It doesn't say in the
So you don't
description of
take
the
any.
ability. You definitely take damage, but it doesn't say whether you take it in the beginning or the end. I'm going to say the end of your turn.
I'm going to assume it's swallowed creature takes a listed amount of damage when first swallowed, and at the end of each of its turns when it's swallowed. Okay, great.
Great.
I think
I made the right call.
All right. I am going to cast another spell. Really don't. Ooh, I don't have any more third rank spells. So. I have 4 rounds of air left because
This is
I
very
did take some damage. So I've only got like 1 more spell I can cast. Because I'm probably going to go down an extra after I take some damage from this. So I have to pick my spell carefully. What would 7 do? 7 would embrace his death. So he's just not going to bother healing himself. And he is going to cast Bone Spray from the inside.
Okay.
Like glass teeth. Look them out. I mean, it's like it's not gonna hit anyone else because in there, so I guess he
Yeah.
just has to roll the reflex save.
Natural 20.
So he takes no damage.
Takes no damage.
How?
I was just
Like-
looking up. This thing has a rupture threshold, so if you could do damage equal to that, you can free yourself from the
But
inside.
it takes no damage because of the critical success.
Yep.
So
Uh,
that's my
I'm
entire
too-
turn. I lose 2 more rounds of air, and I'm gonna take damage now.
You are
do
going to
you-
take damage.
how do you dodge somebody throwing their teeth at you from the inside?
don't
It's
know.
super tough on the inside. The skin is the same thickness on the inside as the outside. So 25 points of damage. I'm out.
I hate it.
That is so much
Dying
damage.
1, and I need to look up what happens as I start to suffocate.
My God.
Yeah, if it's anything like first edition, you're done. But second edition may have something. It may have something in there. All right, you're back to the top of the round,
Alright.
Esther.
Wait, do you say
Actually,
wait?
you know what? I do want to pause real quick. I want Richard to look this up to
Ah.
see what's going to happen.
Alright. When I run out of air, I fall unconscious or start suffocating, which already happened. I can't recover from being unconscious. Must attempt DC 20 fortitude save at the end of each of my turns. On a failure, I take damage, which will lower my dying or increase my dying condition. On each check after the first, DC increases by 5. So just get harder and harder. On a critical failure, I die. Just straight up die.
Yes.
So
Okay,
let's go for it. That's it.
Esther, it is your turn. You don't know what's happening to Seven on the inside of this thing. You have no clue. This thing is badly injured.
So
So sorry if you guys can hear that. My dog is drinking right behind me.
I can't hear it. All I can hear is my buddy, my creature, gasping for breath.
I'll tell you what you don't hear. His heart thumping. Okay.
don't.
Doing that.
He's not dead
Okay.
yet. It's not over until he's
Is that
actually
it?
dead. You got this.
I think that I am going to start by casting a courageous anthem to bolster us a bit because this fight is going poorly.
Mhm.
The only one
Um,
who won't benefit is Seven, because he can't hear you.
Well,
He can say-
that's
And he's
that's
unconscious.
fine.
And he's unconscious.
Yeah. There are so many statuses around his little thing. Okay, I am then now that I have done this, I think that my path to the most damage is actually still through Sure Strike and my sword. So we're gonna try it. I'm gonna cast Sure Strike with my second action.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to hit it with my sword. Strike. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Why did it only roll it once?
Do it again to see if you critically hit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
How did, you want me to
You
just
rolled
roll
before
it?
I could drag the effect onto your sheet.
Oh.
Yeah, just do the attack again.
Okay.
And we'll see if you critically hit. A 30 definitely hits. That is a critical hit. Always roll that second time. Roll that critical damage.
Yeah, critical damage. Yeah.
28 points of damage. Nobody's done a knowledge check on this thing. It does have some resistance.
I tried.
It still takes a bunch of damage. It is so badly hurt right now. Is that all that Esther can do?
That's all that I can do.
Okay. Travers, it is your turn.
Easy.
Swashbuckler can you got this.
Easy.
Just don't tumble through because you have failed miserably at it every time.
All right, I won't. But here I go. Tumble through. Tumble through. Easy. Do it in my sleep.
Oh.
You just cannot.
Are you sleeping today? Are you sleeping?
Cannot. I like how you didn't even move your token. You knew it was going
Like
to fail.
subconsciously.
Why? Why
You
would
still
I do
gain
that?
panache. So, I mean, really, you just don't move. That's all.
Okay,
You
here
still
we
get
go.
what you wanted.
Here we go. Not finisher. Right now. I'm just gonna strike with that rapier, with that sweet, because he's still off guard, right?
He is.
Great. So I'm gonna strike with that sweet sneak attack.
That is a hit.
Damage. So that's okay. Huh?
Travers, 18 points of damage. It is still up.
No.
Hold on. I still have panache.
You
Here we
still
go.
have panache. You still have a finisher, my friend.
Finisher. We're doing it. Finish it. Okay.
It is a miss.
Wait. Halfling luck.
Halfling luck. Yes. I am rooting so hard for you right now.
I'm just gonna re-roll. Oh.
No. The dice tell the story. Just could not quite hit it.
Hold on. Do I have anything?
No, I don't think so. You used your halfling luck, so you cannot use a hero point or anything. I don't think you have hero points left.
I don't even have hero
No, you
points.
don't. So next up is the bad guy.
Oh.
You guys are in. This is the worst shape the party's ever been in. It is going to attempt to bite Travers and then 2 tentacles on Jaytham because Jaytham has not been hit yet, and it needs to tenderize its meat before it feasts.
Rude.
Yeah. Bite on Travers. Nope. Sorry. Click the wrong button. Here we go. Bite on Travers. He's got you. That is a 30 to hit. So here's some damage for Travers.
Yeah.
20 points of damage.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Gonna try and grab you.
Sure.
It does. It hits. It may as well try and grab you with its bite.
Sure.
Critical success. You are
Great.
restrained. This thing is relentless.
Great.
And just for good measure, you know what? He's not going to try and tenderize Jaytham.
Oh,
He has Travers in his beak. He's just going to swallow you, man.
why would he do that?
He's hungry.
Jesus,
Here's an athletic check.
Barbecue sauce.
This is against your reflex DC. You have an amazing reflex DC.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. That is a 26. Your reflex DC is a 23. That is a success. You are grappled. I'm sorry, you are swallowed. You're in there with 7. Okay, so you are a couple things going to happen for you.
Yeah,
You're going to take some acid damage
sure.
as you're being swallowed. That is 24 points of acid damage,
Yeah.
and you are swallowed whole. You also begin suffocating.
I also, that's all my hit points. So am I dying 1?
Yeah. If it brought you to 0, you're unconscious and dying.
Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God.
Is this thing going to kill 2 party members?
Oh my God.
I really hope not. That is the end of his turn, Jaytham. Kill it.
No, on my watch, it's not.
Kill it, Jaytham.
Yeah, miss.
You have hero points.
Do I have another one?
I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. I want you guys to succeed. I don't want you to die. You have 1 hero point on your sheet.
Use it.
I would
All right.
strongly suggest using it on your first attack, which is your highest bonus.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
That is a hit. Jaytham, roll
Okay.
some damage. You could save both of their lives right this second.
Okay.
Yeah, you mother.
Jaytham, you have killed the monster. You slice into it with your orcish neck splitter. It just falls into a tangled mass of vines and grossness.
And I yell, "Stop eating my friends!" And yeah, just carve the 2 of them out.
You are out of combat, so you are able to.
I mean, I'm still suffocating. I could literally die this
I
round.
run over to
Yeah.
heal you.
We're
How do I heal
inside
you?
body. You shouldn't have ended the combat because we needed to stay in the initiative order until we figure out if I'm dead or not.
Oh, shoot. Well,
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah.
In the 6 seconds that it would take for Jaytham to just cut you out. So this will be your next turn in that order.
Alright, I'm going to make my first check, which is my dying check. Which
Ooh.
is a failure, so my dying would actually go to dying 2. And now I have to make a flat check for my suffocation, which is DC 20 fortitude save.
Oh my God. I
That
thought
is
it
a
was
failure. So I'll now be dying 3. I still take acid damage while I'm inside a Scarlet, right? Or is that turn off?
I'm going to say it stops when it dies.
Ah, that's no fun.
I know.
No, let's go.
Really
Let's-
wanted to die. He really wanted to abandon this character.
I know. I'm not ready for 7 to go yet.
Neither am I.
I'm going to say because this thing is no longer attempting to digest you, it's dead. It's not even technically like a natural being, I guess. So, no, you don't take any more damage. from the acid.
That sucks. Alright. Alright.
All right. So you have 6 seconds to just cut some air into this thing and revive your allies.
Yeah, I do that. I also have a question.
Yes.
Because, like, can I really not upcast Soothe at all? I'm not allowed to use a
If it's
higher
not
level
your
spell slot
signature
to cast it?
If
Yeah,
it's
not
not
if
your
it's-
signature spell, you can't. That's why heal is my signature spell.
When do I ever get to change my signature spells?
Every time you level up.
Yeah, whenever
Every
you
time I level
up,
up. Okay,
you
okay.
can
I'm gonna
dissipate it.
try to keep that in mind because right now it's charm and anyway.
Okay, so you guys cut a hole in this thing. You're able to pull the bodies You might think they're dead. I don't know. You have 6 seconds to heal them, or
I'm going to try to treat Seven's wounds first.
And I am going to put a potion down Travers.
I need to... What? I did select exactly one token. Oh, as the healer. What?
Healer's toolkit. You need a healer's toolkit to treat wounds.
I should have one.
I think she does.
I do.
No.
I'm trying to use it from my basic action macros, and it's not letting me.
So you get 9.
There you do. You have one.
Yeah. Why
Thank
won't it
you.
let me treat wounds?
That's
Roll.
weird. Like,
Okay. I critically succeeded on you. Yeah. Ooh. I've not
Yeah.
historically done very good at that, so I'm feeling glad.
Make
you
sure we
should
get your
probably
statuses
know-
removed.
You should probably know that if you critically failed that, I would have taken damage and died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I had another hero point. Anyway.
Alright. 7, as it comes to you, is eyes going to open very slowly. He's going to count 8 breaths. 8 breaths, one after the other, and then just sigh a little disappointedly as he looks around before he pushes himself up to his feet.
As I come to, I'm gonna be like, "Is 7 okay?" It's like, I know how much he loves life, so
This one is fine.
Yeah, based on
This one is grateful to still be here amongst his friends. For
based
now.
on what's happened recently, I feel like we really shouldn't make a bigger deal of trying to save 7. It kind of seems like there's a extra dimensional force that really wants him to die, that has like a better idea of who might replace him in this reality of ours. But he's
wow.
fine. Turns out he's okay.
Okay,
All right, he's all right.
that's great. I think.
In the midst of this conversation, you all hear a voice, very low and menacing. You fools! You have led me where I wanted to be. Now the vault will be mine. Up on top of the compost heap where the chest is, you see Iwiga standing there. And as she's laughing, she morphs into this hunchbacked, warded,
No.
evil-looking hag.
I always fall for the wrong woman, don't I?
And that is where we are going
knew
to end for tonight.
Whoa.
Boy.
Oh.
Yeah, so things are not looking good for the party right now.
Nope.
Iwiga is not what she thought she was.
No wonder her voice kept changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have trusted her. You're right. Yeah. Obvious liar.
You might remember the perception check that Travers failed. You saw her putting some of the flowers into her cloak, into her pocket, because they are extremely valuable. And she wants to take them and sell them. And you didn't notice her doing that, Travers. This is all your fault, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, don't worry. I probably would, if I saw that, I would have just tried to tumble through her, and I would have just ran right into her.
I do want to say I let you heal a little bit before I revealed the treachery. So I think I deserve a hero point next turn.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
just putting that out there. No? Okay.
I'm fine not being healed. I'm fine.
So that is tonight's session, everybody. We hope you enjoyed it. Next session will be our final one before we take a short break for Richard to do his job thing.
Sure.
And a show and directing things because he's like a big-wig dude who does things like that.
I'm not a big wig, but thank you. Yep. 2 weeks. All right. Bye, everyone.
2 weeks. We will see everybody in 2 weeks for the finale.